Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. I decided to update my foundation routine. So if you're into matte foundations, this is the video for you. Don't forget to subscribe down below and enjoy the video. I'm using different products, so it's not just one particular beauty line. Also, if you are new to my channel, please make sure that you let me know that you're here by commenting or just simply hitting the subscribe button. I hope you enjoy. Okay, so getting right into it. These two are a married couple. I always use my Bobbi Brown dual eyeshadow or eyebrow kit along with my Benefits Goof Proof brow pencil to fill in my eyebrows. And that takes just a little bit of time, but they don't start off perfect, which is fine because I come through later on and clean it up. I like to just feather out my inner eyebrows just to give it a realistic look. Followed by the MAC Studio Fix Concealer. Now I use this shade, it's a couple of shades lighter than my skin tone, to clean up my eyebrows. And I just try to, take my time to get the shape that I desire. And I just do that, a couple of times just so I could get the cleanest line possible. And of course, we can't forget about the other one. Duh. All right, so moving right along, just making sure now, I always use an angled brush to clean up my eyebrows. It just gives me the most precise line that I'm going for. And I like to thicken that line just to make sure I get as much coverage. And I just, use it for a dual purpose, speaking of the concealer, as a brow bone color. Coming through, we have the MAC Studio Fix Concealer in NW45. Now this shade is much closer to my skin tone, and I use that on the top side of my brows to clean up that side. Cleaning up the top portion of my eyebrows using the same exact angle brush, and I also draw or place a thicker line using the concealer there, and you'll see why we do that later on in just a bit. Bam! Coming through with a brush just to blend it into my skin and make sure there are no harsh lines as we continue our application, our makeup application. We just want to make sure that there's no halo effect when we're applying the rest of our makeup. Here we have the LA Girl Pro Concealer. I really don't have bad dark circles under my eyes or blemishes, but I do like an even foundation application. So I just take the concealer and make sure I thoroughly pat it through and blend it into my skin before applying my foundation. Around the corners of my lips, under my eyelids, and why not just go ahead and place it on the eyelid just a bit, just to make sure we get that even skin tone coverage. I have a few blemishes on my cheek as well. Now this is optional, the MAC Strobe cream, just to make sure that the Becca foundation is not too drying. I do mix the cream along with the foundation, as you see me doing here. Placing it on the back of my hand, just about the size of a dime, maybe even more so a nickel, and then I just mix the combination right on the back of my palm. Now since I'm doing makeup on myself, is the reason why I don't mind just going ahead and smearing it right on my face there, because hey, we can't waste product if we don't need to. Making sure, now this Becca foundation most definitely gives full coverage, so that is that hasn't ever been a worry of mine. But the orange color corrector makes sure it's even coverage, if that makes sense. I hope it does. The brush I'm using is a Tarte Foundation Kabuki style brush. Excuse my stuttering. But yes, to help me get the fullest coverage. And I kind of just tap it and blend it as I'm going along, covering my foundation. This is one of my top 5 foundations. I'll probably do a video a little later on to discuss the reasons for my top 5. But I am a matte girl because I do have combination skin with an oily T-zone. So I tend to lean towards the matte foundations. They do tend to last longer, in my opinion, than other foundations I have used. Now let's get that highlight and contour going on. Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in Deep. I like to call this my Indian tribal marks as I make on my face. Doesn't necessarily specifically mean Indian. I just call them tribal marks. Real Techniques Beauty Sponge, followed by my Fix Plus, just to dampen it a little bit. Quick little squirt to blend out the concealer. Make sure that's nicely blended before we continue on to our setting powder. Using a SACHA Buttercup setting powder to accomplish this look. I don't leave it on too long because, as I mentioned before, I do have combination normal to oily T-zone skin. So I don't really need to leave the setting powder on for too long. And I just place the setting powder in the same places where I applied concealer. Paying attention, of course, to that oily T-zone. Wiping it away, I'm using like just a thick powder brush to wipe off any remaining product from the SACHA Buttercup setting powder. Now, I just started using this, but the Fenty Beauty Matchstick in ESPRESSO, oh my gosh, I love this. I use it to contour my cheekbones and, you know, give my face some definition. And it has worked wonders. Like, it really just defines those areas pretty well for me. Using that same exact Real Techniques beauty sponge to blend it out into my skin. I know you see it. I know you see it coming along. I already have high cheekbones and I know that, but I do love to use the Contour Fenty Match Stick to complement my features. Okay, so now we have the mineralized skin finish in deep dark or dark deep. Oh shoot, forget about that. I forgot about my Guerlain powder. Yes, how can I forget about my Terra-cotta powder in 09 Intense? I like to follow this up to just give that contoured area, you know, how can I say, just a compliment it with this powder. Make it to appear as natural as possible instead of so harsh. You can only blend so much. So the powder comes through and saves the day. All right, now we're about to hit up that MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Dark Deep. All right, just giving myself a one over. This kind of brings everything together. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, foundation complete. Okay, so after my video, my battery had died. I just went ahead and completed my look because I was able to complete my foundation, which was the whole point of this video. I also added some highlighter by the Beauty Bakerie collection. This is a beautiful, I love this palette because it gives you so many, the different selections of bronzing. So I just added that to my foundation. And last but not least, the Urban Decay All Nighter. It is one of my favorite sprays, clearly, because it makes that makeup sit and not move. So this is my updated foundation routine. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Of course, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, you guys. Subscribe. And stay tuned for more videos from me.